Hey guys, it's Chelsea. So I am just looking all sorts of rough in this video right now, and I understand that. I'm breaking out. I don't like this shirt, but I just really wanted to make this video right now because it's something that has recently affected me, and I know it's very different from the stuff I usually put on my channel. This is a makeup channel. This is obviously not about makeup. But the reason I'm making this on this channel is because this is my outlet. This is my way to get information out to people, so I'm going to use it, although it's not normally what goes on it. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about Vector Marketing and its parent company Cutco and why you should stay away from it. Let me tell you, the sales pitch and everything about it is so convincing, but when you actually see it from the outside for what it is, you're going to realize that it is not a good company to work for. And there's a reason that they I don't want to say prey, but they go after high school students, college students, because those are the most vulnerable to, the stuff that they're saying. And they're very good at what they do. And trying to convince you that this is a good thing. But it's not. So it all started with this letter in the mail, and I'm not going to show it to you guys just because it has a lot of information about like where I live, like the different locations and blah, blah, blah. But basically it just talks about how it's a summer work opportunity. It says $14.50, and it's different for where you live. I live in Florida, so but I've seen videos where they're talking about it's $12.50. I've seen videos where it's like $17.50. So I think it all depends where you live. The general what would be considered a high pay. They use that for what's in your area, and then put that on here. And this is $14.50 base or dash APPT. Now, I'm educated. I've graduated high school. I'm going into college. But looking at that, you're gonna think it's $14.50 an hour, and the way they display it to you is $14.50 an hour. But it is not $14.50 an hour, and I will get into more detail with that later on when I talk about, what they tell you and what it actually means. Yeah, and it says 17 or older, opportunity to advance. It just tells you everything you want to hear. No training necessary, no experience, Just, they basically give you your own website, your name.vectorapply.com. And you're supposed to go in there and apply and then call the receptionist. I didn't even read the bottom part where it said call the receptionist. So I just, applied, and I was like, well, maybe someone will call me or, whatever. So I did get a call. And the thing with this company, and I've noticed they do it this way because it doesn't give you time to think about what you're doing or really talk to anyone about what you're doing. Just kind of do it because you think you're doing the right thing. They move everything really, really fast. I literally got the call, same day had an interview, same day had a second interview, same day got the job. Okay, that does not happen in the real world. That is how you know it's a scam. There's so many other red flags though. Okay, so I get the call. Let me tell you, very well rehearsed. Okay, the lady was super nice, and you have to understand it's not their fault. They're just doing what they can do so they can get a paycheck, kind of thing. But yeah, super nice. She was even asking about like where I was going to college, acting like she cared. And yeah, so she even did the whole, she like paused and was like, okay, let me go talk to the manager, see what time like we can get you in. And then she's like, okay, like this usually doesn't happen, but she has one today at 4:30 if you want to go. And, didn't mention, other days, didn't mention anything, didn't mention like what's convenient for you kind of thing. It was like, there's one at 4:30, like you should go, like all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I had plans, but I'm gonna obviously drop them for a job, like hello. And yeah, she was like, just talking to you over the phone, I feel like you're such a good candidate for this. And I'm just like, oh my god, no mention that it was gonna be a group interview, nothing. Okay, so when I first show up to the place, first of all, very run down. And I'm like, wow, this is like a billion-dollar industry building right here. Like, okay. But yeah, just whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. But then I just noticed so many people walking in there, and I was like dressed up, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I thought this was my interview. Maybe they're interviewing with other people. I don't know. Okay, so then I go in, and there was only like one seat left in the waiting room. I was like, why is this place so crowded? Like, I thought this was my interview. Like, okay. Like, how many people do they have interviewing? But yeah, so I sat down in the chair and had to sign in. And she told me I was like an individual. She was like, oh, you know, not many people get it in the mail. Usually they get it at school. So that's how you know, like, you know, they really like looked for you. I'm like, okay. No, on the sign-in sheet, it was like, how'd you hear about us? It was like mail, 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 mail. I was like, wow, I'm feeling so special right now. Like, okay. So I signed in, and then they gave me another application. And I'm just like, why am I filling out another application? Like, I already filled one out online. Like, it was just weird. And so I was like, okay. So I had to fill out another application. And it was just very chaotic. I mean, this girl kept coming in there asking, oh, are you done with your applications yet? Are you done with your applications yet? I'm like, girl, like, I'm sitting here writing. Obviously, I'm not done. Like, it was just really just weird, just awkward and weird. And yeah, so then finally people started getting called back. Everyone literally, I got there the 10 to 15 minutes early you're supposed to do when you go to interviews. So I was there at like 4:20. All the people that strolled in right at 4:30, a little bit past it, all got called before me. And I was just like, what the heck? So, why is my dad calling me? He's probably calling me to tell me about this freaking company, honestly. That's all he's been talking about. Anyway, so everyone gets called, and I'm sitting here. Okay, my appointment was at 4:30. I did not even get called back there. My name did not even get mentioned till around 5:30. I'm like, how is this running late? Like, you know how many people are showing up. Like, you know, like, it was just, oh, so dysfunctional. And the entire time I'm waiting there, I knew it was a scam. I had a feeling. I just knew it just wasn't something very legit, like an honest company. I knew it wasn't because when I was sitting there, I could hear the receptionist. There was a bunch of them just calling people and talking to people, and they were all saying the exact same thing they said to me to a T. I mean, I'm talking like, oh, where are you going to college? Oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Like, down to that on the phone. Same exact thing. Even they'd be like, oh, we're just past it, like this theme park. Just the exact same way. And it was just crazy. I was like, oh my God. And, you know, I understand when you're in a company like that and you know, you do call people, you do have a script, but I mean, down to a T, just talking about, you know, oh, you just graduated high school. Congratulations. That is such a great milestone, like just down to a T, everything, the same. They even paused, like they paused for me to act like they went and talked to a manager. Like, they even paused just like that. And I'm like, why do you do that? Why do you pause and act like you go talk to a manager? Like, you knew when you walked in that office this morning when the appointment times were. Like, it was just, so insane. And, you know, hearing that, I should have known at that time that it was not legit. But I'm like, okay, you know, they're calling a bunch of people, trying to get people to fill these positions. Okay. All right. So I finally get called back there, and I didn't even know I was talking to the head honcho. She's like the senior hiring person, manager there. I didn't even know, but it was me and this other girl. So it wasn't even one-on-one, which is so awkward and just, I just hate it. You know, interviews are awkward enough, and then you add another person you've never met before next to you, and it's like, okay. So yeah, and she talked to her, and then she talked to me, and it was literally like 3 minutes long, and then she's like, okay, well, I think you guys were exactly the last people I needed to talk to, so I'm going to invite you into the second interview. Usually companies, they do the calling you, then they schedule one interview, and then if they like you, bring you back, and then get you into training. No, honey. They did this all in one day. Okay, I literally got the call to go to this company one day, and all of a sudden, I'm in a 60 to 90 minute meeting or interviewing session with like 20 other people, and I'm just sitting there like why? It was just, you know, you don't have any time to think. You don't have any time, you know, she hadn't even introduced the product to me yet, and I guess that's what the second interview is all about, is she introduced the product. She was like, you know, take notes, blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, they know, they are good at what they do, because, I mean, the product impressed me. I mean, their knives, at least, you know, do I think they're worth the price? No. But the knives are good quality, and they are so good at selling you, oh, there's 3 types of knives. The straight edge takes too long. They do like a rope cutting session, a leather cutting session. So it's like cutting through like a steak, and then they do a penny cut with their like scissors they sell. and you cut the penny in half, and it is just one heck of a sales pitch, let me tell you. And it had me convinced. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like, okay, what do I do? Where do I sign up? And they're like, oh, well, you know, you just make appointments. And it was crazy to me that I'm applying for a job that I didn't even know what I was doing, and I was in the second interview. And it was just very just rushed. I was just like, okay, like this is weird. Like I've been to a job interview. It's not like this. And yeah, and it just took forever. I mean, I was there till like 8:30, and I got there at like 4:20. And I'm not getting paid for this. Like I just wasted so much time, and I had stuff I had to do. I had to take my friend home and stuff, and I couldn't because I was just stuck. And you know, my dad's texting me, where are you? I'm like, this only should have taken 60 minutes. That's what she told me on the phone. I didn't know it was a group. I was just, it was so stressful. I was starving. I'm like, could you have told us to bring food if we were going to be here for 4 hours? Like, it was just such a mess. But yeah, and so then I wait like another hour just to get called back, because after the big group interview, which she was just basically talking to us the entire time, it wasn't an interview, she invited us back into a room in groups of 3 this time. And, you know, I did meet, the only thing I liked about the experience was I got to meet people. And it's really sad because I'm not going to be seeing them at training this week, because I'm not going to go. Obviously, I don't want the job. But yeah, and I was excited to get to like talk to them and see them again at training, but I'm not going to go because I'm not going to waste my time with this. But, yeah, and, it was, you know, I got to meet people, so that was like the only good aspect of it. But then she calls us back there, and again with the whole group interview, and that time it was more like in depth, and I had to talk about like all the stuff I'm doing, and I'm like, I don't even know these people. Like, this is like, I mean, at least they were actually people I got to know, but I really didn't know them kind of thing. So I was there till almost 9 o'clock, you know, trying to get a freaking job. And then she tells me at the end, oh, you got a job. And, you know, I really wonder if they actually didn't hire anybody that day. She's like, no, I can't take everybody. But it's crazy because even at the end of like all my applications, there's like, do you know someone that's looking for a job? It's like, you said you can't even hire all the people that are here today. Why are you calling more people? Like, I don't think they denied anybody, to be honest, but I'm not going to go to training to find out. But I do want to go for that purpose. Maybe I'll go like one day. Actually, no, because I'm not even getting paid for it, which is insane. Like, what company doesn't pay you for training? Especially, like, it's Thursday, 10:30 to 5, Friday, 11 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 4. No payment. Like, what the heck? That's crazy. And, yeah, so I got the job, and then she gave me this, and it was like, congratulations, and all this stuff, and then all about training and eat first and make sure you bring a snack or lunch and blah, blah, blah. And then also gave me this to go over. And it's crazy because I saw people leaving early, and they just got this. So, and she was saying, yeah, if you left early, I'll just give you this, and then we'll call you back later. So I didn't even have to stay for the whole freaking thing, and I still would have had a freaking job. But it is just insane to me. But yeah, and then I was actually really excited when I got home, and then I come home and my mom's like yelling at me, and she's like, go look online, like it's a scam. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I go online and I just see all this stuff with people with the same exact stories as me, and about how, you know, the whole security deposit and signing a contract, and it's pretty bad. So I am not going to actually work for Vector Marketing and Cutco, whatever. I'm going to end it here before training because, you know, for the training, the Friday I'd have to miss going to my college, and Saturday I'd have to give up my shift. And I only, since I work at the mall, I only get a few shifts a week. So I'm not going to give it up for this scam company. But yeah, so that is the end of my Vector story. I'm sorry it's really long, but honestly, you guys, don't do this. This is not, I mean, it's a legit company, but it's not good work practices. This is like a whole pyramid scam, because if you think about it, you know, you're getting the guaranteed base pay, $14.50 per appointment, but guess who your first appointments are with? Your family, your friends. So your family's money is going to be going into this company, and you're only getting $14.50 no matter what. And it's just, it really, you know, when you look into the details of this company, you understand, you know, from the outside, oh, you get a $14.50 guaranteed base pay per appointment, and you can do online appointments, blah, blah, blah. It's all good, it's all good. And then you realize, wait, my friends and family are going to have to pay for this if I actually want to get, like, I guess a raise, you could say. And yeah, it's just, and they're insanely expensive. And the crazy thing is they really didn't even go over prices because I think they know we'd all, like, flip out. But yeah, they really didn't even go over prices. So I don't even know if I could sell this stuff. You know, it's just that they're very vague, they're very fast, and they're just going to throw you into it. It's only 3 days of training, which they claim is them, like, trusting you to not have experience, but to be able to work in the field, especially when your first appointments are with friends and family. Yeah, it's just, it's not something that I would recommend anyone else to get involved in or waste their time in. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever there was to enjoy from this video. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. You know, I don't want any hate from this video because I'm not trying, I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or whatever. And there might be a few success stories in this company. I really don't know, but I just know from a high school student or previously high school student going into college kind of thing, this is not something you want to get involved in. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. All right, bye.